No, I didn't get one, but I hit record.
Okay. All right. I got a serious question to ask both of y'all because I don't get this, and I've never got this. What is the obsession with Godzilla movies and King Kong and shit? Explain to me the obsession. Help me understand this shit.
I honestly thought you would be able to answer that question better than I would.
Help me understand.
I'm not a fan of all that shit.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it appeals to a certain fan base because it's considered a classic. I mean, when you think of the first movies, when you think King Kong climbing the Empire State Building was like 19, who knows when, black or white. I mean, it's kind of nostalgic. That's the only reason. That's the only way I can see it making sense. Because I mean, I personally won't see it, but I think that's the only reason it has to be. Because I mean, it's one of the first big box office. King Kong was infamous. So
yeah, it's so off my radar.
I mean, it's not for like I don't know. I mean, it's just for a certain. I don't know. I mean, why do they still make Jurassic Park movies?
Nah, I get those. Those Universal big. Those are big, but like those bring in money. Like I don't get any of the monster movies that like the Cloverfield shit. Like I don't get any of the monsters that are bigger than. I know you got Infinity for Cloverfield. Bro, you're not even in the video of that, but this is going to the tube. There you go. You had some sexy son of a bitch. Look at you, man.
Fuck you.
But I've never got it, to be honest with you. Like I've never got the monster shit, to be honest. And let's keep it a buck, man. Godzilla cheat. Like he has small hands, but he blows fire and he has spikes and he has a tail. Like, as much as I ride for my nigga King Kong, what is he gonna do with that?
First and foremost, I don't ride for King Kong at all.
What's wrong with King Kong?
If you don't know the metaphor, if you don't know the
my bad. Oh yeah.
I don't
look, man. I'm trying to take away the blackness right now.
I'm trying to separate it. I keep it on 24/7.
I can't take this off.
Exactly.
I can't take this off.
I was born this way, man. I can't take this off. No.
Okay. Okay. If you look at it that way, then
I'm just saying in the sense
I'm talking about square, like
no. I know what you're doing, but
I'm talking about literally. I'm talking about a fade. Like literally, they're making a movie. It's a fade, right? Tell me, like how.
I watched that trailer and I saw shit King Kong was doing. And I was like, why are they trying to make him like a human being? Dodging. I'll say this.
I mean, to keep it a buck, like I might watch it because it's on HBO Max. Like same thing. Like I watch, but I've been waiting for. I was gonna say Wonder Woman. I was waiting for Wonder Woman, but like this,
he was waiting to get let down.
Look, man. It could.
Warner Bros. Is gonna let us down a lot. Is it all that shit going to HBO? And I'm still like, it started out bad with Wonder Woman, and then you showed that King Kong trailer, and I was like, that's not going to be good. And then I was just like, everything they doing is, it's gonna get their views. But
I'm looking at it right now. I mean, it's been up for 2 days. It's only got 30 million views. I've seen cat videos on YouTube get more fucking views than that in fucking 2 days.
I was genuinely like a younger dude. He's like almost 10 years younger than me. He told me how he loves like monster movies like King Kong, Godzilla, and all that stuff. And I was like,
the last King Kong was cool though. I saw that. I don't think I went to theaters to watch it. I'm pretty sure. Because it had Loki and Captain Marvel, right? That's the
one. And they were
Loki and Captain Marvel, right?
Annually, mailing it in.
But I watched it. It's fine. I can tell it's gonna be one of those movies that's gonna be on TNT on a regular day.
Oh yeah,
like it's gonna be one of those movies that's like before game comes on, like before Bones. You got 3 hours of Kong on. Like I can see, I just don't get the appeal, and everybody's been talking about it, and I'm just been like,
I genuinely like, and that's the funny thing about it is like,
oh, by the way, we're making a new segment, and then this could go for all of us, but I'm like literally, why is this a thing is going to be a segment. Why is this a thing?
Oh yeah,
I'm
definitely.
questioning a whole bunch of shit.
I think we kind of
questioning a whole bunch of shit. Why is this a thing? Why is King Kong and Godzilla a thing?
I don't know. Like I genuinely don't like. I know it was a thing back in the day, like before.
Oh wait, so they did fight before. I see King Kong, Godzilla, 1962.
Yeah, they did all of that stuff. Now
I told you it's like a nostalgia thing.
So, but that's why it shocked me when a dude that's like
I just meant like
10
nostalgia.
years
Like I thought you just meant like it was nostalgic based off just the. Oh my god! I mean, it's 1962. Never mind.
There was a bunch of Godzilla, King Kong movies, and that's why it generally.
I know, like I know, there's a lot of Godzilla movies. I just.
I mean, like
I know the Asians
love monster films. I love all those old monster films, and I was like, when did you watch them? Because I never like.
I mean, it's the same people who like black and who prefer black and white films. You know, they watch that old Godzilla shit. They find nostalgia in it, as far as like the way it's shot and just monsters being in a movie. I mean, I don't know. I personally, like I said, it's not my cup of tea. I don't know if I would give it a watch. Maybe if it came on HBO Max. I mean, it's on HBO Max. I mean, it ain't shit else to watch really right now. So, like, I'm searching.
And I will say this also. Rel's right about Jurassic Park. Like the first one, dope.
I mean, they should have. They probably. I mean, yeah, they definitely.
The first Jurassic World was cool. It was like a little nostalgic.
Yeah, they should stop.
That second one was horrendous.
They make too much money. Like Universal, that's like one of Universal's cash cows.
I mean, it's the same shit with the Mummy movies that they made. Like they're doing this whole multi-universe with.
Oh well, they stopped that. That shit is dead. That shit is dead.
Killed that.
They killed that. They killed that a while ago.
After the Tom Cruise one.
After the Tom, which was actually, I liked the Tom Cruise. It was cool.
You know what it was? Everybody got thrown off by it. You want to know why?
Yeah.
Because everybody was expecting the Mummy with the what's his name? Kevin Fraser? Not Kevin Fraser. Kevin Fraser. And
Brendan Fraser.
The Mummy movies we watched growing up, people were expecting those ones.
That's what we were
saw
expecting.
the Mummy. They wasn't expecting the 1960 Mummy that they were actually doing. They was actually
no, leave those alone. Never mind. I take that back.
They were throwing it back to those monsters.
Those are still good.
And people didn't know that. And I was like, once you know that, it's okay. It was all right. I saw what they were trying to build. I'm just tired of these, I'm tired of these like franchises and worlds that they keep trying to create, and it's
just copying Marvel. They're trying to get that money, man. I get it,
and I understand it. It's just you got to understand Marvel. The plan Marvel has is they do things for the long term, and what they try to do, what everybody's trying to do, is trying to fast track it, and you can't do that. You really can't do that.
Yeah,
that's why DC universe failed. That's why that monster stuff failed. Like you gotta have a.
You're saying failed like DC universe ain't making more stuff though, Justin. Like you saying it's like it's over.
Well, the whole universe they try to create is gone now. After this, like that Justice League that Zack Snyder's about to drop, that's it. Like there is no.
That's the movie we were supposed to see, Jesse. They put the wrong one out. They switched the film last minute. Zack Snyder said he got that theater saying, "What the fuck is this?" He said, "So
all I got to say,
this is the movie we were supposed to see."
And we act like the movies he's put out before were good. That's the thing that I don't understand. Batman versus Superman wasn't that good. Man of Steel wasn't that good.
Somebody swears. I don't know who I talked to who swears that movie. Somebody told me to rewatch that movie. Like it was good.
Which one? Batman versus Superman?
Yeah, somebody told me to rewatch.
Because the extended version's on there now. The version that it's like,
somebody told me to rewatch it, and I was just like, I don't remember it being that good.
You cut out all the important parts of the movie to make it flow. That's what you're telling us now. So you had to cut it down for time purposes. Understandable. And you made a confusing movie in the theatrical version you put out, and then in the extended version, it started to explain a little more stuff. But I'm sorry, Superman is supposed to represent light and shine. Why is he boring? And why is he depressed over saving lives? I don't understand what that's going on. And doesn't he need the sun? Why is there no sun in this world that he lives in? He needs literally the sun to get his ultimate powers. And then I personally didn't have a problem with Ben Affleck, what he did in Batman versus Superman, but what he did in Justice League was horrendous. That was like, what is this? Like, they really tried to turn him into Iron Man, and it was just like, I don't get it. But
all right, y'all ready to rock and roll?
Let's do it.
Hold on.
All right, welcome to a brand new episode of Those Millennials Podcast. Today, I am your host, Kev. Always Kev, K the Classic. I'm joined by my boys in real life. Jesse, let everybody know.
Oh, yo, it's good.
Road, let everybody know, man.
What's up, y'all?
Today is kind of a somber day. It's a celebration, though, because I'm gonna start by saying it's a celebration, but it is somber. Our second pod of 2021. It finally happened the day we've all kind of circled on our calendar. All of us, we're talking about the tragic helicopter accident with Kobe Bryant, Gigi, and all the rest of the people on the helicopter ride. I always call it, I say ride when it's not a ride, helicopter. I remember when when it first happened with us in the chat, and I threw out, hey, you guys want a pod today, and none of you guys were down. Like none of you guys could, all of you guys were just basically like, I can't do it. I can't come to grips. I'm not able to. I still haven't processed this. And while, at least for me, it's been processed, that doesn't mean it's still, I like all the deaths in 2020 still hit, like all of them to me, like all the ones like they still feel fresh. And to me, at least, I've at least processed, like I know a lot of people who like still say like this doesn't feel real, which I get. I just remember, at least for me, I like all through 2020, scrolling through my phone or seeing something on Twitter or anything, somebody would post something Kobe related, and I just remember always saying, "Damn Kobe!" Like I always said, "Damn Kobe!" Like looking at a picture, somebody posting a video, it could be anything, or Gigi or something, and I just remember always stopping and liking it and saying, "Damn Kobe." I no longer have that feeling, but it still doesn't sit well with me. So yeah, like I don't want to make this too sad of a thing, but like if you guys want to, like we can talk about, because like we've never, as much as we've talked, like as much as we've never like talked about what the passing of Kobe has done to you guys and how it made you guys feel. We've never really talked about this on Wax. So Jesse, we can start with you.
I would say it's still hard to kind of like talk about it, because it's like, how do I really honor the man, the legend, and his daughter? All I can say is I remember what I was doing that day. Like I was literally in downtown, like literally looking for a parking spot, because that's when I stayed with my brother in downtown LA. And I was looking for a parking spot, and I don't know, I got a message on my phone. Somebody texted me, I think, or something. And I just remember looking it up like right away as I'm driving, like literally, like as I'm looking for his parking spot driving. I was like, what? And I just was driving, looking at my phone like recklessly. And I went straight to like Google, and nothing was there yet. And then I saw the wiki, and then I reloaded it like 10 seconds later, and the wiki page said, like, it didn't say that he passed, but then it showed the day he died, and it was like it showed that he died.
Wait, so is that how people confirm deaths now? Is this a new thing? How you confirm deaths?
I didn't, or if you Google it, Wikipedia is like one of the first things. Like you just Google somebody and their Wikipedia.
And they just there's somebody that just updating people's deaths as soon as
constantly.
It happens.
Somebody's always constantly updating somebody's Wikipedia. You can like that. Like Wikipedia is always
something new every day. I didn't know that.
Wikipedia
like
is
like if you like when a coach gets hired, if you check their Wikipedia, their Wikipedia gets hired like the same day. Like this coach was hired.
So when somebody gets hired, do they call their mom, their dad, and whoever runs Wikipedia? Is this how this works?
I don't know.
Honestly, you would think like how quickly they update stuff. Like how quickly,
if not to derail the conversation, but somebody gets traded, right? So do the agent lets Woj know, then he lets the team know, and then he lets the NBA know, and then he lets Wiki know?
You would think so, but the thing about Wikipedia is anybody can do it.
Yeah, anybody can edit some shit.
I mean, even if it's just as manager,
it used to be 10 times. It used to be 10 times worse, but now it goes through like a vetting stage where it's like if you update it, somebody on Wikipedia double checks to make sure like what you're saying is true. But it was like I didn't go to Wikipedia, but it was like one of the things that was it's everybody knows as soon as you Google somebody or something, the first thing that shows up is like the Wikipedia link. And even before you even click on the link, it's already giving you a little bit of information on what it's going to say. So that's how I was looking at it. And I saw that it said he was dead. And then I was like, well, I'm not going to trust Wikipedia. And there was no articles, nothing. And then all I saw there was a helicopter crash. And I was like, oh, Kobe does ride his helicopter. Like I genuinely was like, he does ride his helicopter. And all I can say is, man, it's crazy because it just sucks that you start to learn. Even last week, I think it came out, or a week before that, how he was going to start his own shoe company. He was going to do. I was going
to talk about that. Thank you, Jesse, for ruining that. Continue though. I said I was going to talk about that, but thank you for ruining that. Keep going. Though.
It's just one of those things where it was like, it was one of those things where it was like the part 2 of Kobe and his legacy of what he was planning on doing and building. You start to see that, and I was genuinely more like interested in seeing what he was doing.
Yeah, the second act or the third act, if you want. Yeah, the second act, whatever you want to call it.
Watching him take his take over his daughter's basketball team, coaching his daughter's basketball team, the Mambas, and genuinely starting that league, having the academy, all that stuff, and him building out a career in the movie industry. All that stuff, it was like he has a lot of plans and he's executing them. Like he's executing them like he does on the basketball court. And I felt like we're gonna see what Kobe's, how he's gonna really, not even really, but how that basketball was not the only way he was gonna affect the world. And then you find out, you see everything that happened and all the, as in that same moment when I'm looking for a parking spot, I finally, anybody knows downtown or any area that has a downtown area in any city, anybody knows how hard it is to find parking. So I didn't find parking until like 30 minutes later.
You could have just said LA, period. But
yeah, exactly. So I found parking like 30 minutes later. In that 30 minutes, to give like an idea of where my brother lives right in front of the Staples Center.
I've been there.
It's literally walking distance. It's one block. If anybody that knows the downtown area, it's the building. Never mind, I won't say that.
I'm saying, wait, he doesn't live there anymore, Jess, right?
Yeah, he still does. He's moving soon, but
okay, never mind.
It's better not saying it. So in that walking distance, as I was walking to the apartment, like head down, I just saw a bunch of people in Laker jerseys already within.
Man, that was surprising.
going to the Staples Center, like just going. And that impact, seeing that was like, man, it took a while to process. It was literally like, man, I was really sitting there like, maybe Kobe jumped out and they just don't know. That's how crazy. And I was like, I don't feel like Kobe would be willing to allow a helicopter crash to kill him.
Oh
I really
man,
feel like Kobe
turned into Jack Bauer.
should be grabbed Gigi, told all of them duck and roll, and
That's crazy.
and they did, and they just out in the woods, and we just don't know where they at right now. That's how I felt, and it just sucked. Like, man, like it took a long time to process, and it didn't help being on social media, watching everything. It just that much worse. It truthfully felt like a loss of family member because me and my brothers, like Kobe was our magic. Like, you know what I mean? Like Kobe was our guy. And even though one of my brothers is not a Laker fan, he was there with us watching Laker games. He always respected Kobe. And even my mom was like, knew who Kobe was like that. Like, and genuinely followed him. My dad, like, so it was like one of those things where even when I got home, I can see how sad my mom was, how hurt my mom was. Like, all of us was like deeply devastated by this, and it just took you back to all those times when you were younger, and he just brought you joy and happiness, and that's all I can really say.
Right.
For me personally, like I've been a Laker fan my whole life. Like that's been my connection to my to my grandma. She was a huge Laker fan. Like, and I'm talking about from the days of Eddie Jones and Nick Van Exel. That was my connection, and she used to always love Kobe, especially when he was a young kid. But I don't think there's ever been a city that has had more of a connection with a player than LA had with Kobe. And I can say that like in ever. Like I don't think you can say that about Derek Jeter in New York, like because Derek Jeter was he was stoic, he was quiet, he didn't have much going on. Like no matter who it is, like I think you even more so Michael Jordan with Chicago. I think that maybe the only thing that can maybe rival it. But even then, I think ours run a little
AI in Philly.
AI in Philly, that's another one. But I think maybe ours run a little deeper because it was the revitalization of the Lakers when he came into his like it was like his life was like a movie. I mean, we saw the 3 air balls in Utah. I remember that shit. We saw the struggles of getting swept by San Antonio in '99 before Phil got there, and then Shaq came, and then Phil came, and then the 3P happened, and then like we saw like every up and down. And then when he wanted to get him a sign with the Clippers, and then he didn't, and then he came back to the Lakers, and then he was like, "Fuck, I'm purple and gold for life." And it just his whole life has just been like almost like a movie. Like and it's unfortunate how it ended, but I mean because even when he fell off the cliff with the whole rape case in Colorado, like I mean I'm not going to speak on it. I just that was a low point in his life. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter how you view it, it was just a low point in his life. And he had to go through that. He had to look his wife in the eyes. I remember him crying at the press conference, and he was broken. And then I seen and then to see him come from that to completely, I mean, basically, like I said, he had to go on national TV and admit infidelity to his wife, and he could have went to jail.
As long as he didn't do it like Tiger. Thank God he didn't do it like Tiger. But continue.
I mean,
not to cut you off, Ralph. I think the one thing you're saying, and I think it's great, is like as he grew up, we were growing up. As he was growing, we saw his entire
20 years in one team, man.
Yeah, I mean,
in one team.
So,
I mean, so what? I mean, because he retired 4 years ago, because it's a year now he passed. So retired in 2016. I mean, so was that 5 years ago? So 5 years ago was that 2015? I mean 2016. That's not that long ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now me being 32, like the 18 years, like I grew up with him. So like and basketball was my passion. I wanted to wear 8. I wanted to wear Kobe's. He was my Michael. I mean, and I think it meant more. But I don't think I can say this though. It's just crazy how this. I just find it crazy how everybody has a Kobe story. Like literally, like everybody has some kind of like Kobe called me, Kobe reached out. This person, oh Zach Randolph. Like I even
I
got a
listen to
home.
that all day today.
Yeah, I
Like
even got a.
everybody has.
I got a boy who my boy Joselle, we used to hoop with him. His brother who his brother's daughter played for the team Mamba Academy. And literally the same day that happened, she had a game that day at the Mamba Academy. Like and that's how crazy it was. She didn't play on that team because there was different levels to the Mamba Academy. But I mean, just to see his other side and the person he was becoming, and for his life to be taken away so tragically. I mean, the effect across the world. I mean, I pray for the strength of Vanessa and the daughters and the rest of the families all the time, because I know like it's hard for me to talk about like my connection to him. So like I literally cried. Like I cried. I cried. I stayed off social media today because I didn't want to talk about it. It's just hard for me personally because Kobe gave me my passion for basketball, and he also showed me you can fuck up and you can come back and be better than that. You know, you can be you can be a better man. And watching him become this better man, it was inspiring. You know, and honestly, his death, it took a toll on me. Like I literally, it made me question my own mortality. Like, you know what I'm saying? It made me like, we hold on to shit in life, and it's like, for what? Like he was gone. Like literally, everything he did. The same shit with people like Steve Jobs, who died of cancer. Like the message of Kobe's death should have resided to the world, especially in 2020 with all the hate we had. It just we gotta just let shit go. Start changing the fucking narrative. Like, start loving each other, because Kobe didn't expect it, and now his life is now he's just a memory, and I feel for the little girls who his baby girl's gonna have to look at highlights, to see her daddy, because she's not gonna be old enough to really remember, who he was. So, like I said, it's just tough. Like, and everybody had a Kobe story, and I feel like I never met the dude. I came close a couple times, but I felt like I had some kind of connection with him that I like, that I couldn't explain or understand, but it was just my connection. So, R.I.P. Kobe.
I feel it's perfect how you kind of set that up, because my dad had to remind me of my Kobe story, which is kind of sad and funny. So for those, I think I've told this story once, but I never on wax though. I might have told you guys once before though.
Yeah,
but I'm a Boys and Girls Club baby. All that everybody knows. I met a lot of my closest friends. I met Carl. Shout out to CJ. I met Carl at the Boys and Girls Club. His dad used to run the Boys and Girls Club at Echo Park. Shout out Echo Park. And my dad was a volunteer, so he was at the Boys and Girls Club a lot. So like when he wasn't, he was there coaching, helping out with kids. Just my dad just liked being around people a lot. So I remember one time the Lakers came to this had to be like 99, because I was a yellow shirt, and those know yellow shirts are like 10, maybe 11 years old. Like they have different shirts for different age groups in Boys and Girls Club. And they just, we were all expecting Shaq to come to the Boys and Girls Club, right? Because he at the time was the star of the Lakers or whatever. We was expecting Shaq to be there. And I remember my dad, somebody pulling up in a Ferrari, had to park in the dirt road. And mind you, so it was Boys and Girls Club right here, and we had a dirt road where we kind of played soccer, and the field was fucked up. Like it was like a fucked up field of dirt and shit. And I remember a Ferrari rolling over a big ass rock, and he landed on the rock and he rolled the window down. It was Kobe. he was telling my dad to like, can you move the rock so he can kind of, you know, he didn't want to fuck up his car. So my pops after that got to walk him in, kind of chop it up with him a little bit, whatever. And he came and talked to all the kids. They, you know, they gave up a whole bunch of free shit to everybody in the Boys and Girls Club. And just like how everybody sees you know, when the big basketball player comes and plays and there's a line of kids trying to score over him. I was one of those kids in one of those lines that got my shit swatted by Kobe trying to score on Kobe. So my dad had to remind me of this moment because he was like, you've met Kobe. Like Kobe blocked your shot. Like Kobe swatted your shot before. And I was like, I don't remember. The only thing I remember is literally that next year, the Lakers weren't our Boys and Girls Club anymore. It turned into the Clippers, and that's when I met Q Rich and Darius Miles and all that bullshit. That for whatever reason I remember, but I didn't remember the Lakers shit. I wanted to talk about something Jesse talked about. The Mamba mentality. It's crazy, and I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, and I think anybody that listens to this pod, that's listened to this whole pod, knows where I stand with Kobe. Like, I respect him, I love him. I'm not a Laker fan, but I grew up in LA when Kobe was Kobe. I remember that feeling of seeing him work, seeing him play. I used to hear all the stories of him playing at UCLA, working out mostly by himself with just him and a rebounder at UCLA. The Mamba mentality thing it was a thing I know you guys know I used to joke about with, like, because he created himself, right? Like, it was a self-created thing that now has transcended basketball and sport, period, which is incredible just to say out loud. Because, like,
he didn't create that.
Who created that?
His aura did.
He created the Mamba mentality.
He didn't create it. He just somebody just dawned upon him.
I was just about to take it somewhere, and then Real got to throw that monkey wrench.
That doesn't even make sense.
Anyway, he created the Mamba mentality. I don't even know what it's like. We know what the base level is, but whenever Kobe, if you watch interviews, and I watched before we started this pod, I sat here and just soaked in a whole bunch of Kobe shit to like get mentally prepared for this shit. He changes its meaning. Like it's all like when there's a couple of times, a couple interviews where he kind of gives the same thing, but the meaning changes. Like, it's not just held under just one thing.
And
I'm trying to take it somewhere right now.
Yeah, get there. Where you going?
I always thought it was funny, but like I get it. My only thing is it's incredible, and it speaks to how Kobe transcends sport, because not only do you hear Mamba mentality from NBA and WNBA players, you hear it from soccer players, you hear it from rappers, you hear it from fucking actors. They talk about Mamba mentality.
It's like the force, Kev.
It must be like, and
you just don't understand it. Nobody can tell you. It's just such an avatar mode. I don't play professional sports, but I can tell you, I go Mamba mentality in certain things.
It's crazy, and I think, like, I mean, there's a lot of things that Kobe should be proud of, like transcending stuff, but like the fact that Mamba mentality is gonna live on and not have a direct meaning, it's gonna have multiple meanings, and like I said, it transcends everything. Like, every part of entertainment, sport, craft talks about this, is commendable and speaks to the volumes of who Kobe was.
I mean, it's just like when Michael Jordan held out the secret stuff at Space Jam. You know, it was just like it was when you were waiting on it, you're like, well, Mike, you've been holding out on this. Donald Duck was like, you've been holding out on this. I
Yeah.
mean, and that's how I felt with the Mamba mentality. It was like, Kobe, tell me, how do you do it? How do you lock in? How do you do this? And then he let us in.
I'm gonna let y'all have this. But I look again. I get it. I just
And he would just dig in, focus. Shit like that.
The greatest commercial is him and Kanye.
yeah.
Oh,
I heard so I listen to a lot of pods about Kobe today. So but the greatest thing Ramona unveiled this today, and I didn't know this. Like, I don't know if this is news to me. Kobe, every commercial Kobe's ever been, he's written like 95% of it. Like, I never knew that. That's like fucking incredible to speak about, because again, not just his Nike commercial, which are like, he might has like a couple like but like all of his commercials, like that's a lot. Like his Adidas commercials, like those ones I remember very vividly, because again, that's when like that's what I remember for most, because his first shoe with Adidas was so polarizing. And one of my boys, shout out to Mario, I don't know if he listens to the pod, shout out Mario. He had the kicks. he had them, like, and I was blown away. Like, he got them the day they came out. This was like in like literally maybe. This wasn't the start of my shoe craze, but this was like one of the things that was just like blew me away. That like, this might have been like the first shoe that I like really, 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 really wanted, even though it was ugly as hell. Like, this might have been the first shoe I was just like, yo, this shoe is weird.
Wait, what?
And I swear, no. The first the Kobe one, the with the space boots, the first ones. And he and I promise you, whenever my boy Mario wore him, he bought out. I swear to God, like on everything I love. And then, you know, this time there was no Mamba mentality. It wasn't a thing yet. But like, whenever he put those on, he killed. Like, literally, he killed. And it just made me believe.
To be honest, I don't know how anybody play basketball. No.
It made me believe, just when he wore these kicks, it made me believe.
They looked heavy as hell, but
I probably bought T-Max because they were a little cheaper. And I remember playing, I had my T-Max on, and he had his Kobe's on. But like, whenever he wore those on, I just remember him murdering.
I mean, I'm with you. They didn't look that clean. I mean, it depended on the color. I think it depended on the color for me.
He had two pairs, so he bought this. I think the first colorway was like this silver colorway,
the silver one.
Like silver,
really
like a silver
one.
surfer. Yeah, like a silver surfer one. And then he got the Laker colorway, and
yeah,
I didn't
one
hate
was
it.
Dope. I like that one.
He had the Laker colorway, and I
think he had a gold one too. There was the gold version of them too.
I remember walking to the Foot Locker and seeing those and just like staring at those, and my mom be like, "How much are those? You're not getting those."
Yeah, I never even tried.
Like, you're not getting those. Like I said, so we never really got to express this. Just again, favorite Kobe moments that anybody wants to bring up. Like, I mean, I like there's endless. Well, but just some of your favorites that you guys kind of want to hit on and talk about.
Well, I'm gonna go back to this Mamba mentality. The reason why it's constantly changing, and this is like honest truth, like I can joke around with it. The reason why it constantly changes is because Kobe wasn't one thing. Like, that was that is like the one thing where I can say like Kobe encompassed several things, and it was like, one thing is determination, resiliency, you know, not being afraid. Like, this poster I just put up is like, if you're afraid to fail,
fire, yeah,
then you're probably going to fail. That's his mentality. That was Kobe, and that was Kobe from the moment he stepped on the at practice. And he said when Shaq tells the story, he's like, "Yo, my name is Kobe, and ain't nobody gonna punk me around here." This is a 17-year-old kid telling grown-ass men this. Like, he came in determined, and
I'll never forget in The Last Dance. I don't know if it's 2 or 3 when Jordan was walking through the wall and he was like, "Man, that Laker boy, like that little Laker boy, is something serious.
He want to shoot everything.
Man, that little Laker boy is something serious. Like he's for real."
He said he want to make everything a one-on-one game.
Like, man, that like out of The Last Dance, that had to be like a top 3 thing.
Gosh,
That'd be like the third best.
Dog.
My favorite is still the security guard who beat him,
did him with the George shrug.
Yeah,
like I've watched,
like he's undefeated.
like I've watched The Last Dance literally probably 1,000 times, and when he talks about Kobe and when Kobe talks about him, even recently that new Tony Parker documentary, when just watching Kobe like post-mortem is it's so eerie because he just like it still doesn't feel real, you know what I'm saying? And it just like his legacy is just like the Mamba mentality is just such a like I said, it's a way of life. It's not giving up. You know what I'm saying? It's me putting my passion into shit.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing about my mentality. Somebody can simply sum it up by saying
what it means to you.
What it means to you.
What it means to you.
So it can, like Rel just said, like a definition of it that like just makes sense, like not giving up. Like literally somebody can say the definition of my mentality is not giving up.
Yes. Being determination. That's it.
And again,
resiliency.
Like it just blows me away that this thing has like a million meanings.
It does, because Kobe, like that's what I'm trying to say.
It has
like,
a million meanings.
When you see that, it's like not only did you know that the reason why it has a million meanings is like not only is it like what you saw on the court, but then you knew what he was doing off the court, or not even off the court, but when we didn't see him, you knew what he was doing. You knew he was in there taking 8,000 shots. You knew after a loss, he was in the gym sitting there. You knew before everybody showed up, Kobe was already there. And that, like, those things is like, it's all encompassing, because it's like, whatever gets you going, whatever it means to you is not to give up, not to settle, not to be afraid. Like, those were all Kobe's attributes, and that's Mamba mentality. How do you do this? Work harder, go harder, do more. Like,
my mentality, do more. That's
do more.
Literally, a definition can be 2 words, or it can be a paragraph.
Again, and you know what I mean?
Like again, I know, like I'm saying the same thing, so I'm sounding like a broken record to the audience, but like it just like trying to wrap your mind around that. How many things can have 1 or 2 meanings and then or have a paragraph of a meaning? Like it's not that many stuff. It's not that much stuff in the world. It can't be, right? It's just not. Okay, so were you done, or you want to?
Oh, I know you asked about favorite Kobe moment.
Oh, yeah, we can go there.
I think my favorite moment was just watching him do 63 in 3 quarters.
Yeah, versus the Mavericks.
Yeah, against the Mavericks. I know he just scored 81, and I didn't like watch like that.
I don't know who was watching that game live. Like, to be real, like a lot of like, wasn't that an early game? I don't remember off the top of my head. I feel like that was an early game.
81. It was an early game.
Yeah. I feel like that was an early game.
I know. All I know is like
I feel like that was a game. Now,
because when I found out, like it was like rumor. Like I think we were watching ESPN, and ESPN was like Kobe has 75 points right now, and it was like. And it was still like 7
early game.
Yeah, it was still like 7 something. And so it was like, oh, we can still turn it to the game. And we did. But I just remember that.
I also remember hearing like the stories where the nigga had 24 points in the first half. Like, and like.
And the reason why it's my favorite Laker moment, that stupid one, and him dunking on Steve Nash.
Oh, okay.
That one for me was just like I literally turned on the game and I was just staring and I was like, oh, Kobe's on today. And then it was like, oh, Kobe's on today. And it was like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? He probably got like 40 already.
I always forget what year is that. What year was that?
I was like,
y'all remember what year was that? What year was that?
Which one?
Y'all remember? The Steve Nash dunk.
That had to be 2006.
That was that. Yeah, I said that was
when they made the playoffs. No, it wasn't 04. It was
2006. 2006, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the year that Kobe got robbed of MVP.
Yeah. I just remember that one. That one was my favorite because I honestly thought the Lakers were done. I was like, damn, we're gonna go out like this. And then we made the comeback. And
Weren't we? We were up 3-1 that series. That was a series that he stole the ball and hit the game-winning shot. They came back from 3-1 that series.
All the time.
No. I remember. No, that's what I'm saying. I thought the Lakers were done in the sense that we were facing the Suns.
That's the same offseason he demanded a trade.
Yeah, because I honestly thought I was like, there's no way we're gonna beat the Suns. And then that happened, stole the ball, dunked on him, and I was like,
I personally in that series still don't think Kobe got enough touches. Just me personally, I just if I go back and watch it, I still think we could have ran just a little bit more Kobe's way that game. All right, but I got two favorite moments from Kobe. One is from Phil's book that I read, where he told Kwame, get this sorry motherfucker out of the game, and Kwame was standing next to him.
I knew it was gonna be something foul. What's your second one?
That's not foul. That was just honesty. It's honesty. Okay. Kobe, at that point in time, Kobe wanted to just look. Hey, it'll just be four of us on the court, man. Might as well be four of us.
I'll be honest with you. The shit that they gave Kobe with, they should have gave Kobe a fucking MVP for having to play with Smush Parker and Chucky Atkins.
There was a one play, and I will never forget this play. And it was the play that I believe that's when they finally traded Kwame. There was a pass where Lamar threw him like it was.
Insert Stephen A. Smith right now.
I think you remember this one too, Rel. And he threw it on the ass, and it just went straight through
his hands.
Insert Stephen A. voice right now. He can't play.
It just hit his hands. And there was something. And it was finally like, he's like, my bad, Lamar. Lamar just went. And it was just like, and you knew Lamar was done with him. That was it. And I was like, Phil was like, there's no saving you when Lamar's done with you. There's nothing I can do when LO is done with you.
Right. But my last one, I'm gonna go real quick on this one. My second favorite Kobe moment. This is when I knew Kobe was a different motherfucker. Is when he dislocated his shoulder early in his career, and I don't know, it was like either torn labrum or something.
Was that the 04 year?
Yeah, the 04 year.
Yeah,
and he shot jumpers left
with his left hand. They were talking about that, and Byron Scott took his ass out.
That wasn't Byron Scott at the time.
Nah.
We're talking about he must have done this multiple times then, because they was
when he it was when they had, because that's when they were going up when he him and what's his name
that was Rudy Tomjanovich.
No, it wasn't Rudy. It was that team when we had
somebody was talking about on a pod today that I listened to. I forgot. I'm blanking on the name. It might have been Sam Amick, but he was saying Kobe was literally he tore his right arm, so he was going in there and shooting his left, and Byron's like, man, come on, get the fuck out, man. I can't have you just shooting.
But the crazy part is, I remember a game is like people wouldn't be Devin George wasn't swinging it to him, and he was chewing Devin George ass out.
Shout out Devin George, like a legend. No, not enough credit.
And he was chewing Devin George out, and Devin George is like, I remember vividly. Devin George put into his arm, was like, bro, you're.
Devin George looked like a light-skinned cat. He was a black cat. Like his eyes reminded me of a cat.
Yeah, Devin George, hazel eye ass, man. He was good for a corner three. All
right, so I don't know if you got. I want to talk about this, and then we probably can switch to something else. Howard Beck wrote I don't know if you guys hit on this. Howard Beck wrote a really, really, really good article about Kobe and the legacies left behind, and how he sees Kobe in these certain five players. One of them I don't get, and I can get to the other ones, but he's talked about how the clutch shooting ability is with Dame. He talked about the work ethic of Jimmy Butler. He talked about the mid-range game of DeMar DeRozan. And then I think he said, the off the court, how with the WNBA and how girls dealing with girls youth, which Steph Curry has been a part of in the recent years. And I'm missing one. Oh, skill set, but this is what I'm adding, and this one's obvious. Obviously, at least for me, the skill set of Kyrie, like Kyrie, as far as skill goes.
He didn't talk about Kyrie.
He didn't. I don't think he's put Kyrie in it, but he number 5. I'm like, again, maybe I can check this out. Like, I'll read it and then I can report back. But number 5 was Christian Wood, and I don't see it. I know Christian Wood's a Long Beach kid. I don't see it, but I thought that was very, very interesting. I also thought like I don't know why he didn't put Devin Booker in there, because Devin Booker is hella skilled and has a nice mid-range game. He has no hole in his offensive game. Like you can see the sprinkles throughout all these players that Kobe impacted. And I just wanted to, before I dump it to you guys, I think it's interesting because like there was a time, maybe it had to be like 8 years ago, almost 10 years ago, where I know we joke about this, where if you were a big man and you wanted to work on your post game, they sent you to Hakeem, right? You had to go to Hakeem school. Like then Hakeem and you literally had to pay Hakeem. Like I remember Dwight went, I remember Andrew Bynum went. I remember
Dwight went, Hakeem said, "Get the fuck out of here."
I knew he was gonna say that. I remember
a little shake.
Yeah, man, like he like Darrell will give Dwight no credit ever. I remember this is probably not a good example. I remember Chris Kaman went. I remember like all these like big men like this shit. I'm just saying, I remember like, and there's countless others. Like I remember a lot of big men.
Kobe went.
Yeah, Kobe went too. Like Kobe went. Like there was a lot of big men that went to Hakeem to try to work on their game, and it was the same way with Kobe down the end when Kobe was done. Book talks about how he used to go and work with Kobe. Obviously, Jason Tatum tells a story how he went to the Mamba Caddy and he went to go get lessons from Kobe. Kyrie, Kyrie doing Kyrie things again was literally copying what Kobe did to MJ to Kobe, right? Like being the pesky little brother, calling him at 2:00 saying, "Hey, I need to work on this move. What do I do here? What do I do here? What do I do there?" So yeah, like just talk about how
and now the Mamba Academy is the workout spot for all NBA players.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it's not that far, Jesse, from you.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah. So like just talk about how the players that are currently in the league that you guys see the sprinkles of Kobe. Oh, and then obviously you talked about the temperament. How did I forget this? The temperament of Russell Westbrook, obviously, of Kobe Bryant. Like he talked about that. But yeah, check it out. I like, it. I like to plug good writing anyway. So yeah, Howard Beck. I think he's not Yahoo right now. So he's on SI. I think he's SI right now. So yeah, if y'all want to check that out and read on those, Beck did a really good job with that story that I didn't finish because I skipped over the Christian Wood stuff that I probably should have read.
The one
the
one you were confused by, you didn't.
I was confused. I was like, Christian Wood.
So
we talking about the same Christian Wood?
I was
casual.
confused, so I skipped it.
Maybe I'm Shaq. I'm the casual, like how he called Shaq a casual. But yeah, just talk about the players that you guys kind of see sprinkles of Kobe in the league. I think I hit on like 8 of them right now.
Well, one thing I would say, and I'll give credit to Kobe. A lot of Olajuwon did it, but a lot of like star guys like making that call and working out with him, and truthfully like wanting to teach. Kobe really wanted like to teach, and I you gotta respect that. Like that was like also part two or act two of Kobe, like where he was.
It's
Really,
crazy. I was listening to re-listening to the Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson on All the Smoke, and he talked about how, like what you just talked about, he was like, people would call him before Gigi got into basketball, and people would ask him to come and work out, and he was like, "Nah, I'm so far away from basketball, right?" And he didn't want he wasn't messing with basketball. Like Gigi got him into basketball again.
Mm-hmm.
Like
when he retired,
she got him into basketball.
When he retired, again. He was literally just done with basketball.
You know, we saw the pictures of him, and we saw the pictures of him how he looked, and then he got in shape again.
Done with basketball, but
like
I would say he wasn't done with basketball. He was at peace.
He was at peace. He put
I gave it everything I got.
I gave everything I got. I'm straight. And that was interesting to me because like imagine being Kyrie or JT. I mean, I don't think JT was in the league at the time. Wait, JT's been in the league 4 years? Maybe
I don't think he was yet. I don't think he.
Yeah, but imagine being one of these guys, being DeMar DeRozan, because DeMar DeRozan, historically has always worked out with Kobe. And be like, hey, Kobe, I got some time to get to work in. And Kobe's like, nah, man, not feeling it. I'm cool.
Mm-hmm. It was like crazy. I will say this: he would still work with Kyrie, and he still worked with DeMar DeRozan. He still worked with some guys, like just teaching them footwork. But it was like now it was you got to go see Kobe, and Kobe literally opened his door to anybody that was willing to come.
Shout out to Gigi, man, for getting Pops back into hoop, man. Because like, who knows? Shout out to Gigi.
Definitely. And what I would say is Christian Wood, when he did that TNT interview, he just kept saying Mamba mentality.
Yeah. I think that's why he brought it up. I think that's why he put him in the article. But
to the point that it didn't even make sense to the question he was answering. He just kept saying Mamba mentality.
See, having multiple meanings. Continue.
No, that one just didn't make like it could have multiple meanings, but he'll literally be like, "Oh, so Christian Wood, he said something. He was like, yeah, just having that Mamba mentality." I was like, that doesn't necessarily work right there, but okay.
None of those guys really ask good questions on TNT. Let's keep it.
There's that part. No,
I'm starting. We could have this conversation afterward, but
it's on mute now. It's on mute. I'm done after the game.
It's coming real first take-ish to me up there.
I go to halftime. I cut it on at halftime. It's really
becoming real first take-ish to me.
And before the game. And after the game, I'm done.
I don't know what's going on with Shaq right now.
I really don't know. So somebody made this case. Like we're adamant fans, right? Like we watch it. We watch multiple games. We like. I listen to podcasts all the time about plays and shit. I listen to basketball content throughout my entire day, so I'm not a casual. But he was saying, I think, who said this? I think it was Zach Harper. He was saying that like Shaq and Chuck, while their title is analysts, they're there for entertainment. They're not there to dissect the game.
Know that. If you don't know,
they're not there to dissect. They're not there to dissect the game. Like that's not the like they're there.
But Kenny knows they're there.
Yeah, Kenny knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, they're there to actually talk.
They're there to bring in the casual fans. Like they're not for.
Yeah, that's what Chuck.
They're there to bring in the audience that it's like. Oh, okay, well, I don't really care about because TNT be having they be having decent games now.
I wish, honestly, as much as I love NBA, and this is just a personal rant of mine, I wish I could watch NBA TV all day, but I can't. It's fucking terrible. They interview Chuck and he does his guarantee, and then he'll do a list of. I love
that
Candace
part
Parker.
is funny. Candace Parker's decent.
Candace Parker's good, but NBA TV fucking terrible because they don't put any actual writers on there. Put a lot of former players on there who just give you soft ass opinions about shit. And honestly, the best people go to ESPN.
And I don't want to hear shit from Channing Frye. Channing Frye was on there one night, and it had to be the worst time of I don't know how long. Like
all
it
right,
was
so
awful.
just give a little breakdown of all this stuff. Look, like the basis of television. The reason why ESPN sucks at it is because ESPN literally gives these guys 10 seconds to talk basketball, and
yes,
they're terrible.
we talked about that on the other power where we were talking about that they had no platform to talk.
Then that's not talking basketball, especially when it comes to letting the players talk. But
right.
When it came to TNT, if anybody was ever listening to that, was always my problem with Chuck when he talks about anything, is if you're listening to Chuck and Chuck is not going to be the most informed.
His stance on the Warriors.
They're not watching every. They're not watching
the most
every
embarrassing
game.
thing ever. Like,
he's
the Warriors could never win championship or shoot jump shot.
And all they talk about is like the again, they talk about the big man. Like Shaq talks about
they talk about,
like whenever Shaq does his little video where he cuts and talks about the players going to court. He always talks about the big man, and I get it. He's the best big man arguably of all time. So that's what he kind of wants to hit on. But it's like you're showing me like I'm watching what game was that? Shit. It had to be like it had to be Oklahoma City. And he was talking about Steven Adams picks. Like he was talking about picks for Steven Adams, and I was just like,
right. No, look.
Like what am I like? No disrespect to Steven Adams, but it's like, what is that telling me about the game? Like Steven Adams, this is before he became a Pelican. This was I was like, you talking about Steven Adams because he's the only big man on the court that resembled and I love Steven Adams, but like he's not his time anymore.
What I would say is, number one, we're talking about two guys that they come from a basketball era, Shaq especially, where it's big man is the most important person on the court. All that. So their mentality is always going to go to what
it's always been that
drilled in their brain, drilled on every team.
But then they kill the ones that are actually good, like Joel Embiid and Joker.
No, but he loves Joker. He loves Joker.
Who, Shaq
Shaq loves Joker. Like he loves Joker. Joel Embiid.
But why does he kill him, Joel Embiid?
Because Joel Embiid.
Lazy.
Let's be honest.
Who's balling out? Who's probably MVP right
this
now?
Year?
It's Bron. It's Bron. LeBron
is not MVP. Can he be MVP? Yes.
Did you see him act a fool last night, Jesse? Did you see?
He's also been.
Did you see him act a fool? Somebody in the front row said something to piss him off. And he took it personal.
He's been cruising, and I'm not saying that in the sense of like. I'm not saying that like he's having a bad season. Bron is not MVP right now.
Right, he's not having a bad season.
He's not, and I personally, I think Joker is MVP right now. But
Joker is Joker or Joel Embiid.
Joker or Joel Embiid.
Is Joker gonna make the playoffs?
I don't know. If he don't, then no, he's not MVP. But what I'm saying is just simply like. The reason why they kill Embiid is because they didn't like his work ethic and what he brought to the game, and they didn't think he was taking it serious enough.
But he's like the last semblance of them. They should look in the mirror and be like, if they were brought up in this generation, their game would be similar to Joel Embiid. Like,
yeah, but they don't see.
Like,
what I'm saying is they didn't
want to lift those guys up.
But now I'm not talking about his game in general. They know how great he can be. That's their problem with him. They know that you can be great and you don't bring it every game. That's what they were saying. Now he's doing that this season because he got Doc Rivers, and Doc Rivers is just in his head like, look, the team is going to run with you no matter what.
Right.
But I'm saying with them, like, if you don't understand, like, Chuck has always been the controversial or the guy that's just saying whatever comes to his head. He doesn't even let Ernie finish saying what he's saying before he goes, hey guys, I got a question. Shaq is the one that bothers me because he honestly, one thing I respect, but another thing I don't respect. It's just like, it seems like he's coming in to just like he just comes with a negative attitude towards players. Like he doesn't say more, I love him, he's one of my favorite players, but this. And it's like, I respect him. I respect this enough that when they're interviewing,
he always ends it what he got. He can do more.
He'll tell them what he said. That's what I would expect. If he's interviewing the guys, Christian Woods, I didn't know who you were before this, but I'm on.
I love the honesty.
I respect that, but a lot of
the
times he comes off as in recent.
And then, like I said, like again, Shaq's not
just a
watching
hater.
Shaq's not watching every night. Like
No,
he's not.
he's not.
He's probably watching on TNT nights. Like he's
no,
and then Chuck used to talk about how they used to show other shit when the games are on. Like they're not watching every night.
They appeal, like I said, they appeal to that fan though.
That's what I'm saying. They bring it like we
because there's a lot of fans who saying the same shit about saying because I had to put there's a lot of fans who saying the same shit about Christian Wood right now. I mean, I knew about him from Detroit.
We don't need like if you told me shit, anybody could be up there on TNT on Thursday for me, right? At least right now, like anybody could be there. But if you told me the game was halfway decent, where it was Pelicans and Suns, like I'm gonna watch just because I want to watch Pelicans and Suns. Like I don't need, but I'm sure there's people that's like, oh, is Chuck gonna be there? Oh, I know Chuck's out. I don't know if I'm gonna tune in because if Chuck's out, like I'm sure there's people that's like that, and I mean, again, like I said, I understand. You got to bring in the casuals to get the numbers up. Like, the NBA is a business.
It's not even bringing the casuals. You just got to understand it's a TV show. Like that
TV show. You got to bring in those people.
It's a TV show. They're entertaining. This is why they win so much Emmys. They don't win Emmys because their
analysis is good. Yeah.
Great analysis.
That's why, like, Carolyn, my girl did not understand when I started watching games, and I used to have my people on my podcast like present. Like I would have the game on, and then I have my laptop open. She was like, I don't understand this. Like there's analysts that are.
And they're gonna give you this.
They're not breaking the game down like these two nerds right now.
Yeah,
they're not. They're telling me all this shit that I don't even think about.
And so
they brought it to the board.
My thing is just like anybody that's watching that and is not understanding like it's an entertainment factor that they're going with. Shaq chasing them to the board, all this stuff they do.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah,
and I enjoy all that stuff. I don't sit there and listen to them for their basketball analysis because I know what they're going to exactly say about stuff. My thing is, the only thing I agree with Shaq on, and you can say whatever you want to say. I don't care what anybody says.
James Harden?
This is how you can keep... James Harden, he's actually pretty true about that one. But
yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah, no, it's... what's his name on Utah, their center? Like, I'm sorry. I know everybody's going to say that's how
Rudy Poo.
Yeah, you could say that's how. Well, there's no way you could keep a player $200 million, and I'm not a person that.
Well, what is Rudy supposed to say? No,
I'm not. Trust me, this is what I'm trying to say. I'm not a person that's trying to take something out of people's pockets. If you're gonna offer me $205 million, I'm gonna take $205 million.
Take it and run.
Everybody just keeps. This is the one thing where I look at analytics and I'm like, this is where analytics fail because you keep telling us this guy's a great player and he does all these things to affect on the court, and you look at what he's doing.
Screen percentage, Jesse. Screen percentage.
He literally
it matters in the NBA. Screen percentage.
No factor on the damn court when you're watching a game,
Jesse. But he's the best screener in basketball according to the nerds, Jesse.
They keep talking about how Donovan Mitchell is, as far as they go, Donovan Mitchell is looking like this is supposed to be my second best player. And y'all keep telling him he's my second best player. And I don't know what
Rudy Gobert is the best screener in basketball, guys. What are we talking about?
I just see it as I don't know who they were going to get to come there. That's how I see it as.
Yeah, I agree.
I honestly, to me, that's very true. But to sit there and tell me that he's one of the best centers in the league, and it's like, no, he's not.
It's just a market.
No, but he is though. Like, no. You're not gonna do that, Jesse. You're not gonna do that. He's one of the best centers in basketball. He is.
I know why Shaq's mad because Shaq never got a $200 million.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why Shaq's mad.
We all saw the graphic.
I'm never gonna be a fan of Rudy Gobert.
But Kareem never.
Yeah.
Different league.
Shaq earned $200 million. Yeah, Shaq earned $200 million on the court. Rudy Gobert got that in one contract, and you mad?
Of course, different league. If they were going off the pay scale of today, Shaq would probably get a $300 million.
Man, Shaq would be 70% of the salary cap, and it'd just be nothing but fucking minimums.
So that's why it's like, Shaq, you shouldn't be mad about that because it's a different league, different time. But to
I almost wish, I almost wish we did know how much people made. I think that would fix a lot of stuff. If we didn't know how much players made, like if they didn't announce, like if Woj didn't announce.
I don't like that.
If Woj didn't announce,
no, I need to know. I need to know.
Well, I'm sure. Why?
I need to know because
so see, this is the issue, because you feel like you're compelled, because if a person makes $200 and some $million, then you could give him $200 million to blame him.
Listen, if I'm paying for the product,
you're not paying for the
product.
They want us. They need us back. They need the fans. They need my money.
Not the fans. This is where
that's not the fans. That's TV. That's TV
and it's not your fault. It's really not your fault. It's what they like advertise to you. And when we grew up listening to a lot of stuff where it's like, this person makes this, they're not worth their contract.
Yeah,
that's right now. What is paying Rudy Gobert is not what that 200 million ain't us fans paying
100%.
Like if TV
nobody knew how much Rudy Gobert. If nobody knew how much Rudy made, if nobody knew how much Russell Westbrook made, if nobody knew how much John Wall made, if nobody knew how much Mike Conley made,
and I will also say all of those other guys you just mentioned earned their contract. That's
100%. John Wall and Russell Westbrook earned their money. It's your fault.
All the guys earned their contract. Rudy Gobert, he could have got like 150, like, you know what I'm saying, 120, like 200, 205. It's like, but I'm just saying, I'm with you though, Kev. The idea that we know how much a player's making when we don't know how much our own CEO makes at our own job. Like they can put out a number. The fact that we know their contract numbers is a very, very bad thing. And I don't like that whatsoever.
If that's the case, then tell me how much all the agents make.
They get 30%. Like most leagues have a certain commission.
Tell me how much they gross after every signing. So Woj, after he posts Rudy Gobert 200-something mil, tell me how much his agent made off of that deal.
Or tell me how much the team made that year.
If you really want to get into the shit, let's go all the way there.
No, I want to know who making the money, who's shooting the hoops.
No, how much did the owner make that year? How come I don't know what the owner made?
Right. What that got to do with anything?
Everything.
He's not the one shooting in the fourth. He's not the one shooting in the fourth quarter. He's not the one shooting in the fourth quarter.
Rails like.
And he is the one that keep the light on. He's the one that puts it, if you making this much money, you can't complain about how much this player is making. And what are you doing if you're not putting, think about it this way. Everybody talks about, we paid one player so much money, now we can't get other guys. Is that true? Or your owner is saying, well, I really just care about the bottom line.
No, I mean, the luxury tax. I mean, it's just certain people who just don't. I mean, the salary cap, who has it and who doesn't. I mean, it just, just people just don't want to go over. You got cheap owners. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
like Indiana.
I get that.
Like everybody talks about Indiana doing they deal for I can't remember the old boy's name right now off the top of my head. What's his name? To get Vic out of there.
Who you talking?
The dude on New Jersey that. Levert to get Levert.
Yeah.
Like that was literally while they like got a player that's like 90% of what Victor Oladipo is and could be, but that really was them just dumping Victor Oladipo, saying we're not paying him and we can't lose an asset and we're not paying the luxury tax. That's literally what that deal was. That deal had little to do with they love Victor and they love Vic up there in Indiana. Obviously, they love that guy. They would have loved to keep him. But the money that the Victor Oladipo is going to demand, that part they wouldn't have loved. And they don't like losing assets for anything. They work, they work smart. So Vic is probably the best, is like going to be the best free agent available this offseason, which is crazy to say out loud. No disrespect to Vic, but Vic is the best free agent available.
Okay.
But just to swing it back to TNT, I can't wait until Draymond Green goes in there.
Well, he's not gonna go there.
You don't think he's gonna go to TNT?
No, he's not gonna go to that Thursday. What most likely is gonna happen is
like I'm at the older I get, and
we're so far from Draymond actually retiring now.
Yeah, I know.
Also, be honest. So Chuck kind of alludes to this all the time, and
Chuck's not gonna do this forever. Like Shaq might be in
Chuck
there.
said, "I got 3 more."
You're gonna have to kick Chuck out. You're gonna have to kick Shaq out. But like,
yeah, he's literally falling asleep during games.
No, what I was gonna say is that they've already started.
And Kenny's gonna get hired. Kenny's gonna get hired somewhere someday, doing something.
Yeah, they already started the succession. They already started the succession with Zach Lowe, D Wade, Candace Parker, and Shaq.
Yeah,
that's what's gonna eventually.
And D, like D Wade's my favorite player of all time, but it's like he's okay, but like I think Draymond is the kind of person. I think Dre is the person that will make that show where
I think Dre would be perfect.
Where it could.
I think it would be perfect to step in and fill in that Charles,
especially when he's able to just say shit and not get fined for it. Like when he said something that when he was on there and he got fined, that was some bullshit.
That one bothered me because
no, I didn't have a problem with it.
I didn't have a problem with it.
I didn't have a problem with it either because it wasn't tampering. I just felt like
stupid. That was just dumb to say. That was just dumb.
No, I didn't have a problem with him getting fined. Yeah.
Oh no. I'm saying I don't have a problem with him being fined too because it was just dumb. Like why did you feel the need to say something like that about a player?
He just I think Devin Booker should. Well, this was before obviously everybody know that.
And it seemed like you did that. It's like you because they always tell you, and these analysts will tell you, all these guys they tell you got to go on there and make a splash. You got to go on there. The agents are telling them you got to go on there and be memorable. You got to be on there and open up.
I think Devin Booker should actually be traded. And again, like Phoenix, like real. What's the name of the Phoenix owner? I forget people's names.
Robert Sarver.
Robert Sarver is a piece of shit, and he like everybody. I'm sure
talk about if owners that don't be like paying players.
Like Robert Sarver is a piece of shit, and if you don't know, read Kevin Arvid's story on him and the Llamas, like 2-3 years ago. But like, why would he want to say again? They made the move for Chris Paul, so like they bought them, I guess, him some time, but like. Yeah, he should bounce. Now, I don't think he should go to Minnesota.
Who said that?
To play with, well, because they talked about they want to be the Three Amigos, and they're trash now. Well, no,
It doesn't mean just because y'all want to be friends doesn't mean y'all go win. It don't mean y'all go win. It just means y'all gonna be playing good. Y'all gonna be cool friends playing basketball together. Yeah.
Look how long it took John Wall and Boogie to play together, and they're great friends.
But I would say, does Devin Booker need to leave? I think it would be best in his best interest to leave. I think so.
Not right now. No, I think now they're in a good spot.
No, not now.
Now they're in a good spot. The person
that I feel that really needs to leave and get the hell out of where he's going, and I will say this to the day until he finally does leave, Bradley Beal needs to. You talk about bad ownership. Oh, that is the Wizards.
Well, but I think that's gonna happen already. Like I just don't know the landing spot. Like I've heard Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I want him to go to Miami.
I've heard Dallas. I just don't see the assets for Dallas.
If you can give up Hero and Duncan, but you don't have any picks, so that means Dallas doesn't have Miami. Miami doesn't have any picks. I would give up Achua.
I
think you got to give up Prince and Hero.
If you're Philly. If you're Philly, that's the Ben for Brad. Bill. Like, come on.
That is a good spot. If I'm the Heat, like I know because they don't have picks, then I would be like, you have to give up. Like you got to give up 2 players. So I would say you give up Hero and Prince or Hero and Duncan. Like I just feel like Duncan's replaceable. Eventually. I'm not saying that same year. I feel like you could find JJ Redick is available right now. You can go get somebody that can at least put up shots. That's all I'm saying.
Do you
I'm
know
not
how
saying.
much name another player that's shooting high over 40% from three, shooting 8 threes a game.
But Beal makes
that you're only
that.
paying that you're paying minimum salary for right now.
Alex Caruso. He leads the league in 3-point shooting. What the fuck are you talking about?
How many threes does he shoot a game, bro?
What?
It don't matter. You asked the question.
Yeah.
Don't chase the question, Kev.
No. Narrative.
Look, no, I'm not. Not all 3-point shooters are created equal. If you shooting 8 a game and you shoot over 40, it's different than if you shoot 50 and you shoot 2 a game.
If you get
way different.
8, if you get KCP 8, I'm pretty sure he put up dunking numbers. All right.
All right, we're good. All right, so anything else you guys want to hit on before we get out of here? I think we kind of ran along because Jesse must be sleepy.
Okay. All right, now all right, man. Okay, cool. Whatever.
I got something real quick before I forget. Let me read this article and pull it out of my pocket because I don't know. Tell me you guys saw Biden reportedly moving forward with putting Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool with me.
We cool with that?
Yeah, why not? Whatever.
Okay.
I mean,
that was a lot shorter than I thought. I thought we was gonna have more to expand on that.
It's money. It's money. Like
we're just gonna bump my man Jackson like that. We're just gonna bump my man Jackson like that.
Yeah. Goodbye.
I'm pretty sure he hated niggas. So
exactly. Yeah. Look, I ain't tripping. Well, here's my thing, and not to knock Harriet Tubman, but if you want to keep it in the same vein as presidents, why don't you just put Barack on there?
I mean,
correct.
Well,
and hopefully all the races will just never use 20s and then save all the 20s for me.
Will you be able to use your $20 bill, Harriet Tubman bill? In those areas.
Imagine North Carolina or Alabama banning 20s because they're so racist.
Or your money's no good
Put
here.
Barack Obama on it. Imagine North Carolina being like,
we don't take Barack bills.
We don't take your Barack bills here.
That's not American.
Get your baboon money out of here.
If you don't get that coon money out my face.
Oh my God.
If it ain't Andrew
I can see
Jackson,
you know what? And the stuff we saw in the last 4 years, nothing will surprise me like that. But yeah. I just thought the Harriet Tubman. I thought the Harriet Tubman money was crazy.
This is half the truth. Somebody could possibly say this once this happens. So we laugh now, but we'll cry later.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna just look at him like, okay, I guess you ain't getting no business. Like,
hey, all I got is this Barack 20, man. Like, that's all I got. All I got is this Barack 20.
So no, okay, I'll go get this somewhere else then. Like you ain't gonna hurt my soul.
We're gonna put Kamala Harris on the 50. What are we doing?
Yeah, why not?
All right. You guys got anything else to hit on before we get out of here?
Like I said, it's money as long as they take it. Like,
oh my God. For those who don't know, before every pod, we have check us out on YouTube. We talk and expound on our thoughts about why is Godzilla and King Kong is a thing. We kind of go in depth on why people care. So if you guys want to hear about that, go ahead and check out our YouTube channel. It's Those Millennials on YouTube. You can find it. Also, subscribe to the YouTube. It helps the algorithm. We got a couple followers, and we'll have a lot more in-depth conversation about just random stuff when we post our YouTubes. Anybody else want to hit on anything else before we get out of this?
Yeah, let fans let us know if y'all want us to start OnlyFans.
Oh my God! Shout out D Wade. Shout out D Wade for saying that on Twitter about Gabrielle Union.
I know we still gonna we gonna figure this out how we gonna do it,
but we got upcoming pod talking about early 2000s. We can talk about.
Yeah,
We can
yeah,
say
yeah.
what's coming. We can say what's coming.
We can say
Yeah,
what's
we
coming.
can say what's coming.
So this is. Oh, I want to talk about this too, and we didn't get a chance to. This is gonna be every year. We're probably gonna do this for Kobe. Like that's the least we can do because like, he's impacted us in so many ways. We've all had our experiences where with Kobe, and he's made us feel away. That Mamba mentality. And every year I want to bring somebody on that that had that can talk about Kobe, not just us. So you won't just hear us talk about it. It was gonna be Jay Fury, and I know he wasn't able to be on next time. Hopefully he'll be able to rock with us and be on with us and talk about his passion and love for Kobe, because I know he's a big part of his life and pushing him to be great. And then we'll expand every year and bring other people on to talk about Kobe and every how he has affected their lives.
Mm-hmm. Keep that Mamba mentality going.
Whatever your definition of Mamba mentality is, keep that going.
Chadwick, we're gonna do one for you too, brother.
Chadwick, we got you, dog. Those millennials, and we're out. That was a good one, fellas.